I'm 92 years old. I don't forget my grandchildren's names. I don't need reminder notes to keep appointments. I still read every day. I still remember stories from 50 years ago, and even what I said just yesterday. There's no special secret, no expensive supplements, just a simple breakfast I've eaten nearly every morning for the last 30 years. In this video, I'll share with you the breakfast that's helped me keep my memory sharp, my strength steady, and my independence intact for 3 full decades. No supplements, no extreme diets, just an understanding of what truly nourishes the brain and the heart every single morning. I understand how it feels when you're in your 60s or 70s. You start thinking breakfast isn't that important, or you eat something quick because, well, food doesn't taste the same when you're older. I used to feel that way too, until I realized it was skipping breakfast that left me forgetful, tired, and feeling like I wasn't quite myself anymore. But ever since I changed my morning routine, I don't just remember better. I wake up every day feeling energized, as if I'm still living in my 60s. In the next part, I'll tell you about how I used to skip breakfast and how that slowly weakened me. I used to skip breakfast and how that made me weaker. I wasn't always someone who ate breakfast regularly. In fact, over 30 years ago, I went nearly a decade skipping breakfast almost every day. Back then I thought, I'm getting older. Eating less must be better. Mornings felt rushed and I rarely felt hungry, so most days I'd just drink a cup of coffee and start the day. At first I didn't notice anything dramatic, but slowly, little warning signs began to show up. Every morning my mind felt foggy, like I hadn't truly woken up. My hands and feet were slow, my body cold and tired, even if I'd slept fairly well the night before. Some mornings, the moment I got out of bed, I felt dizzy, almost like I was anemic. I went to the doctor and he told me, "You're not low on iron, you're just low on fuel. Your brain needs energy to function, and you're asking it to work without giving it anything." I still remember one particular morning. I was 62, driving to the market. Suddenly my vision blurred, heart racing. I had to pull over. At the time I thought, well, maybe this is just aging. But in truth, it was my body protesting, because I had been leaving it on empty morning after morning. A real-life example. Me. After that scare, I started changing. Slowly, not all at once. First a few slices of bread, then I added an egg. And within just 1 week of eating breakfast consistently, I already felt lighter, clearer-headed, and I started sleeping better at night. The lesson I learned: skipping breakfast didn't help me live longer. It just made me age faster. As we grow older, our bodies don't need less fuel in the morning. They need more care. Fuel to feed the brain, support the muscles, and keep the spirit from falling into fatigue and fog. So, what did I start eating for breakfast? Nothing fancy, just simple foods, easy to prepare, but deeply aligned with what my body truly needed. Let me show you in the next part what's in my breakfast for the past 30 years and why each item has earned its place. 2. What's in my breakfast for the past 30 years? Simple, nutritious, easy to prepare. After that day I nearly fainted in the car at age 62, I started eating breakfast again, but not just anything. I wanted a breakfast that would nourish my memory, sustain my strength, and most importantly, be easy to make and stick with every single day. So I came up with my own formula, a breakfast I've eaten for over 30 years, almost unchanged. No white carbs, no sugar, no processed food, just what my body truly needs to start the day strong and clear-headed. A boiled egg, simple, powerful protein. Every morning I eat 1 boiled egg, no oil, no frying, no fancy seasoning. Why eggs? Because they contain all 9 essential amino acids. Just what my aging body needs to maintain muscle, memory, and healing. Eggs are also rich in choline, a nutrient vital to brain function, especially memory. Plain Greek yogurt for digestion and immunity. I go with plain Greek yogurt. No added flavors, no sugar. It's high in protein, light in fat, and packed with billions of live probiotics, which keep the gut healthy, sleep deep, and the mood calm. One doctor once told me, the gut is the body's second brain. I didn't fully understand at the time, but I've come to realize when my gut feels good, my mind feels clearer. A handful of berries, blueberries or strawberries. Each morning I add a few blueberries or strawberries to my yogurt. Not a lot, just 5 or 6 berries. These tiny fruits are rich in antioxidants, which help protect brain cells from aging and support long-term memory. A few walnuts, power for the heart and brain. Lastly, I toss in 3 or 4 shelled walnuts. They're full of omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation and enhance communication between brain cells. Real-life example? Me. Ever since I began this breakfast routine, that morning brain fog disappeared. I rarely forget appointments. I still remember my grandkids' names, my doctor's name, and stories from decades ago, clear as day. The lesson I learned. Breakfast doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be right and enough. Right for what your body truly needs. Enough to nourish both your mind and your heart. But why do these simple foods work so well to maintain memory, strength, and mental clarity? Let's move on to the next part. Why this breakfast works, the science behind it. 3. Why this breakfast helps with memory and strength, mechanism plus science. When I started eating breakfast regularly again, I didn't just feel stronger, I felt sharper, more awake, and much less forgetful. At first I thought, maybe it's just in my head. But the more I read and the more I asked my doctor, the more I realized there's real science behind the egg and yogurt I eat every morning. Protein, fuel for memory and muscles. After age 60, the body becomes less efficient at absorbing protein. If we don't get enough, we begin to lose muscle, feel weak, and tire easily. Eggs and Greek yogurt are both high-quality proteins. They help maintain muscle, but also feed our nerve cells and support the production of neurotransmitters, those essential brain messengers. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found older adults who consume 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast have better memory, fewer falls, and higher quality of life compared to those who eat little protein. Choline, the memory molecule in eggs. Most people don't realize that eggs are one of the best natural sources of choline, a nutrient essential for making acetylcholine, a chemical messenger in the brain that plays a key role in memory and focus. As we age, choline levels decline. Low choline can lead to forgetfulness, poor concentration, and unexplained fatigue. Probiotics in yogurt. Calm the gut. Clear the mind. The gut and brain are directly connected through the gut-brain axis. When the gut is inflamed or out of balance, mood, memory, and mental clarity suffer. The probiotics in Greek yogurt help reduce inflammation, balance digestion, and ease nervous tension. Harvard Medical School even reported older adults who regularly consume probiotic-rich foods show improved nervous system stability and lower risk of memory decline. Antioxidants, protecting brain cells. Berries like blueberries and strawberries are rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that help prevent damage to nerve cells, reduce inflammation, and increase blood flow to the brain. In a 20-year study, researchers found people who ate berries at least twice a week experienced brain aging 2.5 years slower than those who didn't. Real-life example? Me. I used to forget simple things, where I put my keys, whether I turned off the stove. Now, even at 92, I still remember old phone numbers, my doctor's name, and stories I haven't told in 40 years. The lesson I learned. The right food is medicine. A proper breakfast doesn't just fuel your muscles, it feeds your memory. And the best part? It's not expensive. It's not complicated. All it takes is consistency, care, and self-respect. So after sticking to this breakfast routine for a while, what changes did I notice in my body and in my mind? Let me tell you in the next part. What I felt after a few weeks and after 30 years. 4. What I noticed after a few weeks and after 30 years, I still remember my first week of eating breakfast again at the age of 62. No big changes, no expectations of miracles, just a small chair by the window each morning, a boiled egg, some yogurt, a few berries, and I gave myself time to eat slowly, chew mindfully, and not rush. After 1 week, the first thing I noticed was I didn't feel sleepy in the mornings anymore. That foggy head feeling was gone, and I stopped forgetting what day it was. After 2 to 3 weeks, I began sleeping more deeply at night. Mornings no longer felt heavy. I didn't have to hold on to the table when getting up. And surprisingly, my mood stabilized too. No more random irritability or anxiety over little things. After 3 months, I no longer needed snacks between meals. My body felt stronger, less achy, and I started remembering small details I used to forget, like the name of a new neighbor or where I'd left my notebook. And after 30 years, I don't just remember things. I cherish each breakfast as a small daily ritual just for me. That breakfast keeps me alert. It helps me maintain the independence many people my age have lost. I don't need anyone to prepare my food. I don't forget my medicine. I don't mix up doctor appointments. Real life example, my neighbor Edna. She's 85 now. She used to skip breakfast often, suffered from digestive issues, and her memory was clearly declining. I shared my breakfast routine with her. At first she said, "I'm too old. I doubt it'll make much of a difference." But after a month, she called me and said, "I never imagined a proper breakfast could affect my mood so much. I feel like I have purpose again." The lesson I learned: old age doesn't steal our memory, neglect does. And sometimes all it takes is one egg, a spoonful of yogurt, and a few berries to preserve the clarity and strength we thought were gone. So if you're thinking of trying it, are there any precautions you should know about? It may not be right for everyone, and there are a few small things you should keep in mind. Let's go to the next part. Simple but important things to know if you'd like to try it for yourself. 5. Small but important tips. If you'd like to try, I truly believe this. The right breakfast can change the course of your later years. But just like anything in life, to see results, we have to do it correctly and consistently. Timing matters just as much as the food. I always eat within 30 minutes of waking up. That's when the body's most like a dry sponge ready to soak in nutrients. Wait too long, and you may feel tired, experience a blood sugar drop, and lose your appetite. Many people don't feel hungry in the morning, not because their body doesn't need food, but because they've simply gotten used to ignoring its needs. Don't forget to drink warm water. First, I always start my morning with a small glass of warm water. No lemon, no sugar. It gently wakes up the digestive system, dilutes stomach acid, and helps prevent that bloated feeling after breakfast. You don't need to copy my breakfast exactly, just follow the principles. If you don't like eggs, try one of these instead. Steamed soft tofu, a slice of salmon, unsweetened peanut butter on whole grain toast. If Greek yogurt isn't available, try kefir, fermented milk, or unsweetened plant-based milk with added probiotics. The most important elements are protein, probiotics, anti-inflammatory ingredients, and gentle care. Who should be extra careful? People with egg or dairy allergies, consider plant-based proteins and nut milk alternatives. Those managing diabetes, consult your doctor to adjust fruit portions or add healthy fats. If you're taking morning medications, eat 30 minutes before or after as directed. A small story: my friend Daniel from Tai Chi class. He tried my breakfast but skipped the warm water and ate too late. The first week he said he felt bloated and uncomfortable. I suggested, drink warm water first, wait 10 minutes, and eat slowly. Don't rush. The next week he came back to class smiling brighter than ever. Now I get it. It's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. The lesson I learned: health doesn't live in the food, it lives in how we receive it. Eat as if it's the first act of love you give your body each morning. Slowly, gratefully, consistently. And now, if you feel ready, I have a small invitation for you. From someone 92 years old who has lived well for 3 decades thanks to this simple breakfast. Try it for 7 days, and let your body say thank you in its own quiet way. Let's move to the final part, a gentle invitation. Try it for 7 days. Try it for 7 days. I'm 92 years old. No special secrets, no strict diet plans, just one small habit. Every morning I prepare my breakfast with my own hands, not to live longer, but to live more fully each day. I don't know exactly what will happen if you try this. I can't promise you'll feel stronger overnight or that your memory will sharpen in a week. But what I do believe is this: your body will be grateful when you care for it gently instead of neglecting it. So where can you begin? Very simply, choose one morning to start. Use what you have, no need to make it perfect. Sit down, no rushing, no phone. And as you eat, gently remind yourself, I'm doing something kind for myself. A small story from Louise, 84 years old, and a regular viewer of my channel. She once wrote to me, "For 20 years, I've had coffee and pastries every morning. But after watching your video, I made a small change. Just 1 week later, I no longer feel heavy in my head. And most of all, I feel worthy of being cared for." The lesson I learned: growing older doesn't require grand gestures. It requires patience, a nourishing breakfast, and 10 quiet minutes each morning to say to your body, I'm still here, and I still choose to live well. A gentle call to action. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a loved one, a spouse, or someone you wish a long and healthy life. And if you decide to begin this 7-day breakfast journey, leave a comment. I've started. I will read every word, the way I read old letters from faraway family, gently, gratefully, and with all my heart. We don't have to wait for illness to begin taking care of our health. Let it begin with breakfast. Simple, consistent, and full of love.